Namaste to all students. Khushbu Bitiya, myself JV and Dr. Khushbu Verma from Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science. Today we are going to discuss about vectors which are virus based. So virus based vector is a session of course recombinant DNA technology course of program BTech FBT 4SEM. So first of all, we have to know that what are the viral vectors and what are the key properties of the viral vector. So safety, low toxicity, stability, cell type specificity, and identification are major key properties for the viral vector construction. If we talk about the safety, so viral vectors should be modified in such a way that as to minimize the risk of handling them. Usually, it involves the detection of a part of the viral genome critical for viral replication. Next key property is low toxicity. So, viral vectors should have a minimal effect on the physiology of the cell it infects. Stability. Some viruses are genetically unstable and can rapidly rearrange their genomes. This is detrimental to predictability and reproducibility of the work conducted using a viral vector and is avoided in their design. Cell type specificity. So most viral vectors are engineered to infect as wide range of cell types as possible. Viral receptors can be modified to target the virus to a specific kind of a cell, and virus modified in this manner are said to be pseudotypes. Next key property is identification. So, viral vectors are often given certain genes that help identify which cell took up the viral genes. These genes are called markers. So, these are the key properties which are required for the identification of viral vectors. And what are the main types of viral vectors? So viral vectors, DNA viral vectors, and second type is RNA viral vectors. In the DNA viral vectors, we can see the examples like adenovirus, adeno associated virus, which are AAV, and the third one is for herpes virus. And for the RNA viral vector, we have two examples like lentivirus and retrovirus. First of all, we are going to discuss about the retroviral vectors. So, retroviral vectors are commonly used and known to integrate into the genome of the infected cell in a stable and permanent fashion. Reverse transcriptase in the virus allow integration into the host genome. There are two types of retroviral vectors. First one is the replication competent and replication defective. This is the second time. And usually, replication defective vectors are preferred in the practice as they allow for several rounds of the replication due to their coding reasons. You can understand this concept by the diagrammatic representation. You can simply see here, this is a replication competent intact virus which is having MOMULV, and this is the vector. After the introducing this material into the vector and then go for the packaging, which is replication incompetent retroviral vector. Next example is lentiviral vectors. So lentiviruses are a typical of retrovirus that are able to integrate into non-dividing cells and do not require mitotic cell division in order to function. Instead, the genome enters into the cell DNA via reverse transcription and is incorporated in a random position of the cell genome. For example, when we are having plasmid vector plasmid and which is having R region, U5 region, and U3R and U6 U5 region again, and 5 dash at the 5 dash LTR and at the 3 dash LTR region when it is going for the packaging. So viral vector RNA genome will be packaged, and which is having 5 dash and capping and poly A tail region also. And then it go in this lentiviral vector, it happens like integrated provirus will be generated with the help of reverse transcription process, and it will create the integrated provirus. So that it this uh, method or this process has been happened in the lentiviral vector. Next one is the adenoviral vector, and adenoviral vectors have a wide range of action and are able to deliver nucleic acids to both dividing and non-dividing cells. Adenoviruses are often responsible for the respiratory, gastrointestinal and eye infection that affects the humans. As a result, research is currently being conducted to investigate the use of adenoviral vectors in the application of gene therapy and the vaccination. So, adenoviral vector are very much important basically for the gene therapy and the vaccination process. And one more thing, like adenoviral vectors have a wide range of the action, and they are able to deliver nucleic acids to dividing cells and non-dividing cells, means they are capable to introduce the DNA into any stage of the cell division, means they can enter into the prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase stages of the cell division. And this adenoviral vector basically responsible for the respiratory, gastrointestinal and eye infection that can affect the humans very severely. And as a result, because now we have created the adenoviral vectors, so it is very much important uh, having role, and they are having applications for the gene therapy and the vaccination. Here you can simply see the structure of adenovirus. This is the adenovirus, and this is its a basic structure, which is having fibers, no and tail region, and this is the shaft, and this is penton base, and the diameter is approximately 80 to 90 nanometer. And this is the genome region, which is ITR and ITR, and this is L1, L2, L3 and L4 region, and this is L5 region. So this is the complete basic structure of adenovirus. Next one is the adeno-associated viral vectors. Similarly to adenoviral vectors, adeno-associated viral AAV vectors can deliver genetic material to dividing and non-dividing cells. Means both kind of a vector, adenoviral vector and adeno-associated vector viral vectors, both are capable to deliver genetic material to dividing and non-dividing cells, and which are basically involved in the cell division. So they are capable to send the material into these cells, and it is a very small virus that is known to affect humans with a very mild immune response. And as a result, AAV vectors have beneficial properties for the gene therapy that are effective with limited negative effects. However, the utility of this type of vector is significantly limited by its restricted capacity of the DNA. Means, as compared to the adenoviral vector, they are having a restricted capacity for the packaging of the DNA, but this limitation is not happen into the adenosine viral vector. Next one is the herpes simplex virus vector, and this type of a viral vector has the ability to deliver large scale quantities of exogenous DNA, and the primary concern with the use of herpes simplex viruses to deliver genetic material are cytotoxicity and the maintenance of the transgene expression. What are the applications of the viral vectors? So first one is the cancer transfer suppressor gene. Second one is the immunology. Basically transduce they transduce the hematopoietic stem cells. They are able to do that, and they are having application in the stem cell biology, especially in the transfer of human stem cells. And main applications of viral vectors basically in gene therapy and in vaccines production. So these are major highlighted applications of the viral vector. Now come to the key points and important points of this session in context of competitive exams. So first of all, you have to know that what are the viral vectors. What are the key properties of the viral vector? Means safety, low toxicity, stability, cell type specificity, and the identification. Next, examiner can ask like adenovirus is DNA viral vector or RNA viral vector, and retrovirus is RNA viral vector or DNA viral vector. On the other hand, herpes viral vector is a DNA viral vector or RNA viral vector. And basically what are the types of the retroviral vector. So you have to know about that two types of the retroviral vectors. First one is the replication competent and second one is the replication defective. And which is the most common retroviral vector? So simply you have to give answer replication defective retroviral vector is more preferred for transferring the DNA into the host cell because they allow for the several rounds of the replication due to their coding reasons. Next important point is what is lentiviral vector. Why it is used? Because instead the genome enters the cell DNA via reverse transcription and it is incorporated into a random position of the cell genome. And lentivirus is basically a type of retrovirus that are able to integrate into non-dividing cells and do not require mitotic cell division in order to function. So this is how this session is sum up, and this session is powered by digital version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University Jaipur. If you have any query then mention in the comment box, I will resolve it. Thank you.